Hi guys, how you doing? I'm just going to check on the other end to see if and as always, pardon the wound back, any background noise. I'm just going to check to make sure that we're up the way we should be on the other page. There we go. All right, there we go. Voila. Ready for the live stream. I'm going to be doing an opening reading on the Supreme Court, and if there's going to be, God, my hair's still wet from I had a shower this afternoon. Um, I'm going to be looking at the Supreme Court. Hey, Erica, nice to see you. No worries. Fall asleep to the live. I like doing that myself. Um, I'm going to be looking at the Supreme Court to see if there's going to be any changes, what's ahead with the election. And hey, Rain. And so that's one of the opening readings I'll be doing. Now, in case you're looking in and with the election so close by, I've long held the belief that Kamala is going to win this, and I've seen it, So that's my belief, and I've seen it in the cards for the last several years. It's meant to be. So don't get to make sure that you get out there and vote if you haven't. And it's really cool. I was able to track my ballot. Let me turn up my mic a little bit. I was able to track my ballot, and I see that it's been received and it's been counted. That's pretty cool. So let's see. Varsha, hey, how are you? You can ask personal questions on this Sunday live. Always on Sunday lives, you can ask personal questions. So just so everyone remembers. Got it. Got your question. Perfect example, Rain Mountain's question, the way she wrote it out. In case you're curious, that's the way, so it stands out because I'm the only one here doing this all. Iowa polls has her up by 3 points. That's interesting. I've kind of ignored the polls because they've always been a source of like stress and contention. So I'm glad to hear that though, because yeah, I think it's important, especially with how much free press they constantly give Trump. But he's really outdoing himself here recently with insulting everyone. Women aren't human beings. Liz Cheney goes into detail about how she should be basically, well, killed. I mean, that's so grotesque. Who does that? And he's going to be in trouble for that threat, by the way. I think, sorry about that. I've got the mic over here. Wow, it's sensitive. Hi, Ash. Yes, I totally agree, but it's noteworthy. How are you doing? Not too bad. Um, I'm just trying to focus. I was so tired because we had so many family every year around the end of October. It is a really tough month for me because I get so tired. But I've had enough, well, rest for the moment, so I'm back up and at 'em. I didn't even get to film any videos, unfortunately, between birthdays, anniversaries, and Halloween. It kicks my butt every year. Okay, James Rodriguez. Okay. All right, I'll star your question. I'll take up to 10 questions, and I will cap at 10. That is truthfully today. Got you, Ash. So that's 3. I can take about 7, 8 more. I don't care if it's like 11 questions, 12 questions, but not more than that because it really does push the time out. So first, I'm going to look at the Supreme Court while y'all are, coming in. And I want to thank you, by the way, if you're tuning in. just, if you come up with a personal question, just type it in all caps and drop it in there, and I will get to start when I can. Now I'm going to look at the Supreme Court and to see if there's just going to be any changes, with this election, because I feel like there will be. Just like I felt like Kamala is going to win. I really do feel, got that, Barsha, that there's going to be some changes with the Supreme Court. And it's not just wishful thinking. I just feel it. So I want to take a look at the cards really quickly, if you guys don't mind. Pardon me while I try to situate myself, my mic and everything here. And please ignore the wound back. It's the bane of my existence till I get completely healed. All right, so what I really want to know, what I really, really want to know, is whether or not, like, there's going to be a change in the lineup. Let me just fix this little setting here for a moment. All right. I can't tell whether I'm making that worse or not. All right, anyway. Probably not that big of a deal. So let's just take a look and see, like, if there's going to be a change in the lineup of the Supreme Court as a result of this election. And I'm talking about within, like, the next 4 years. Not just immediately, because nothing happens immediately, Very, very few things do. Got it, Lynette? I'm so glad I got your question, Barsha, because I know you've asked a few times. Again, sorry about any of the extra noises. This mic is super sensitive, and I've tried to kind of set it so it's not overly sensitive or too quiet, but boy, you'll probably hear my stomach growl at some point. I caught that on a playback. It's like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. What are you gonna do? At least I didn't fart. All right. Anyway, let's take a look. Have to have a little light relief before I go into this stomach churning topic of the Supreme Court. Got it, Priscilla? Okay. So what I'm asking is for my guides, of course. I talk to them before I start on the broadcast, but to help me to read accurately and clearly, and show me what we need to know about any changes that might come as a result of this election in the next 4 years with regard to the Supreme Court's lineup. Got your question, Anita? Oh. There's the wound vac. It's particularly noisy this time. My husband does his best, but man, things loud. All right. So let me set aside my distraction from chat log and everything else and just try and focus on the Supreme Court and dial in into the next 4 years and see what's on the horizon for it. Are there, primarily my question, is there going to be a lineup change? Because once they get in there, they're kind of in there. But I have a feeling there could be some unprecedented changes. So let's just take a look. Supreme Court, the next 4 years, is there going to be any significant changes? Yes, I'm getting the Fool. So that's the start of something new. And that would make sense with the election. Look at this. And we get the Star card. So they're going to be in the spotlight. That makes me feel like, I wonder if Thomas and others might get a bit of a spotlight on their behavior. And this is making me think possibly so. But there is something new coming in, and I think it's new people as well. That's very curious. So this is a card that my guides are giving me of like, have hope. We have the star. We know how you feel about this with Gorsh and all the way it's been set up. Yes, we do need term limits. My goodness. Anyway, this to me is a yes, okay? And there's definitely something new on the horizon that's about ready to be born and come forward and start with regard to the Supreme Court. And it deals with people in the public spotlight, and it deals with having also a message of inspiration, spiritual inspiration and hope and guidance. So there could be some kind of, I feel like, out kind of spiritual influence, I'm hoping, in this new path. Certainly will put my prayers there. We get a King of Cups and a Knight of Cups. So I feel like there's a male that might be up for recommendation, maybe even with that Knight of Cups, like he is being maybe offered a position. I'm not sure. Or maybe even offered retirement for all I know. But let me just take a look. There's some kind of an offer around, I think, one of the men, or at least a male figure with regard. I see a queen, and she's got, I feel like it's one of the women. There's a real emotional reaction there for her. There's an overflow. I think this is something positive. Someone that maybe she feels confident about. So I'm not sure. But it does look like there could be like a male person that's a perspective. I feel like more perspective with what I'm being shown here. And I do feel like I'm being shown a woman that tends to favor him. And a woman with a law background. Probably Kamala. Yeah, things are going to go better. Look, guys, we get the Six of Swords and the Lovers. So I feel like there's going to be choices. There's going to be changes and movement forward that I feel like, say that, we don't even have, we don't have to have everyone, but just so much as if we have a couple of them that, can see the light, that aren't a part of Trump's factotum. I feel like there's something very positive here with two for some reason. All right. With a couple. Yeah, and it's something that has yet to reveal itself. But I think that it's in the near future with the Page of Wands. This activity is going to start to kind of come alive, I feel like. And it's connected, I do feel like it is going to be affected by the election. Okay, let's see what else we get. I feel like there's going to be looking at, someone's going to come under, I think, a microscope. I do think some of them are going to be looked at more closely by, I think, the powers that be, at what they're doing, at their activities. This is kind of like surveillance. It's a definite watchfulness, and I just feel like their moves are closely monitored. And I think it's those that have an agenda that isn't for the good of the country. That would be more like minded to put party over country. I do get a Queen of Pentacles feeling like she's very hemmed in or restricted. Now, this could be as a result of a change that's coming in. And this could be one of the women I almost feel like that Trump put up there. I'm seeing her face right now and I can't pull up her name. Let me just look at the thing here. Because I pulled up a page of the current members. So, it could be Amy Coney Barrett, maybe. Let me just check on her birth date. Okay. I want to check something if this is her. May not be her. I hate that, and they don't give me the January 28th. Okay. She would be one of them. Well, that's hard to tell. I'll have to look at that more deeply. Could be her. There's 1, 2. Those are older ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 women, right? Then you got Thomas. I just feel like one of the men is going to shift. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Got your question, Erica? All right. You know, there could be something about finance and being at a point where they come to a crossroads. I feel like there could be something that comes up with money or financial gift, donation, benefit. Maybe they start looking into gifts, quote unquote, received, that kind of thing. Yeah, she's an Aquarius. Yeah, there's a financial issue. Look at that. There is the Five of Pentacles, and it's deficient. And there's wanting to make light of it to some degree with that page, but it's not any light matter. I mean, it's pretty significant deficit. So if somebody's receiving gifts and they have a financial deficit, somebody's aware that this person isn't, it looks like to me, needs financial, they're vulnerable to bribery is what I'm trying to say. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Let me get that up. All right. So I see definite changes coming, and we're going to get better, more professional people on there with the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, but it's ahead yet. Okay, so I do feel like there's going to be some changes, some really big changes, and I do feel like we're being shown that. I feel like there's a potential scandal coming up financially or with finances connected to one of the women that I think is a Trump appointee. I'm not sure which one, but yeah. All right. Let's just see. One final look before I start into your questions, and I'll start into them a little bit early. Let me just double check down here. Okay. All right, so let me just look again. Let me put the question this way. Is there going to be anyone that leaves the Supreme Court and new people coming in? Because I definitely see somebody coming in. Hey, Hugger Greeter, how are you? Hey, Microdot. And again, everyone that's tuning in, thank you so much. Do give me a thumbs up if you would be so kind while we're carrying on here. Thanks. I really need the algorithm help to recommend my channel. Thanks. Okay, so let's just see. Is there going to be a shuffling, in and out coming on the horizon for the Supreme Court? People coming and going. Is there going to be a new lineup? Yes or no? Let's see what we get. I get the Knight of Pentacles, slow moving. But yeah, I do feel like there's someone that's going to come in very, very professional, really, I think, good for America. But I do feel like there's someone coming in of a higher caliber than what we've had. We've had this disconnection, and that's going to change. Here it's going to shift. It's going to pick up. So it starts out slow, and then we get that Eight of Wands, and we go from a disconnect to where we're like, wow, something's happening here. Yes, look, we get the Wheel of Fortune. So that's change coming, and it's a significant change, and I do believe there will be a change in lineup. The Sun. There will be clarity. I think anyone that's got stuff that they need to hide is going to be in trouble when I get the Sun. So I think that answers yes. There will be more professional, better qualified people or person coming in. Knight of Wands, it's really going to help deal with the problem we have within the government of partisan fighting. I think, and where it shouldn't be in the Supreme Court. It should never be there. There's so much that needs change. So I do see changes, and I do think it's going to be very challenging change, too, with that Seven of Wands. But it can be done, and it will be done. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. That satisfies me. There's going to be definitely some changes coming, and I do think that there's going to be a change to do with some of the people there. All right. Let's go ahead and start with the personal questions, because these can take me a while to get through, depending, you know? And I'm not going to take any more questions now because I'm already like full up. So let's just go ahead and put up no more questions. All right. Cap. All right, so we start off with the first one I have down is Rain. Will my teenage daughter and son, let me go back, I just got to bounce this back, be safe while my husband and I are out for a week? Okay. Thank you, Microdot. Me too. It is a good habit because, you know, people take time out, and we put a lot more money into these channels than most of us make, honestly, unless you've got a really absurdly large channel, and I don't. But that's okay. I have what is meant for me, you know? It's growing along with me, and I'm very comfortable with that. But, you know, just do the best you can, I guess, you know? Just trying to give the quality out that I can as a one-woman band here, reading and trying to handle a live chat. Let's see. Okay, Rain, let me try and, you know, kind of dial back in. So, your daughter and son, will they be safe? I get yes. Just a gut feeling. But I always like to throw the cards down. Let's see if there's anything we need to know about, anything you need to know about before you guys go out of town. Will your two kids, and I'm sure you'll make sure they've got all, you know, the numbers and to call in case of, you know, whatever on the fridge and all that. That's what we did. All right, let's see. It help. I get Temperance. And well, as long as they don't have too wild a party, I think they're going to be fine. But seriously, with the party thing, just make sure that, you know, I don't know if that's anything that they would do. They might have some friends over, though. I think they will have a good time, but I don't think it's going to be anything in too much excess. I do see the Emperor and family. You know, I think are you going to see family or something? Because I get like husband, and this is like extended family. But I don't see anything here that makes me see like trouble. The only thing is like I see them maybe having some friends over. And I think they'll be fine. There's the Fool and the Chariot. You know, so there is progress, there is advancement. I feel like it's a good thing for them to experience that you guys are traveling. It's kind of like a milestone, kind of a rite of passage. They're getting a little bit older. Hopefully, this too is like being careful with vehicles and this kind of thing. But I don't see any problem here. I see following rules. I think they're going to be fine. I do. And I think this is going to be kind of a helpful thing. Oh, did I not get that in there? If I didn't, it should be in the box, but if it's not, I'll go back in after the live and put it in. Okay, so that my answer for that will be a yes. I think they will be just fine. Okay. You can also, oh, I just a thought, Microdot. If the link didn't show up, just a moment, folks. Let me just see if I can see in another content and drop the link in for Tamed Wild. Okay. There should be a link. Oh, here. I've got it. Let me just make a copy of that. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the stream. All right. And there's the link for Tamed Wild. You can get 10% off of your order if you just use that link. And we kind of teamed up, so go ahead if you want to. Get a deck of cards or whatever. They have really nice things. I've really been impressed by what I bought from them. Different decks and books and stuff. Really, really a neat company. Okay. So again, that's for 10% off, that link down there. If you're looking around for a new deck or something like that, you can take a look and see. All right. So let's go to the next question, which will be James Rodriguez. Ugh, sorry. Tell me about Alex and I and this connection that had illuminated just after Pluto went direct. Okay, I have no idea, but I'm just going to depend on the cards to tell me whatever you need to know about you and Alex, okay, and your connection. All right. Sorry, guys, my allergies are playing me up big time. Last 2 mornings, my ears have been like itchy, and I hate that when I get that. All right. Alex. Okay, Alex and James. Okay. Let's take a look at the relationship, this connection, your bond. Okay. So, what do we need to know? What does Spirit want to share about the bond between James, I guess, the post person here, and Alex? Their connection. What do they need to know about their connection? What does James need to know about Alex and their connection? Okay, let's see what we get. Well, I am getting some feelings of loss, maybe having gone through loss, but now maybe moving on from grieving a loss or getting over a loss. It can be a loss of family, pet, friendship, but it looks like there's been some sort of a disappointment. and someone is helping another to move forward, because this is kind of a guidance, and it doesn't make everything better, but it will help to change the direction of this person's, I think, grief, and going into from a more stagnant place to a place of moving forward, maybe even kind of, processing it. So right there, I'm feeling like there's some kind of a process going on. No problem, Microdot. It wasn't. I'm a mom. I'm used to being, I'm not used to it. And you know what? If they don't interrupt me, I interrupt me. Isn't that scary after all these years? I've got to shut the heating pad on this. All right. So I'm getting a better, healthier way of living, moving forward, taking care of the self, loving the self, helping that person, I feel like, and helping each other maybe, to giving each other, I feel like, some kind of confidence. Stupid thing, it's shifting. It's so hot. There, don't fall. Okay. So let's just take a look at that. It's a feeling of like you can trust. There is a sense of that you have each other's back. And there's a building up of each other is what I get. This looks good. My only concern with this one card here would be on someone trying to be maybe a little too controlling, but I'm not getting that so far yet. I really feel like there's an openness that this relationship offers growth and movement, and out of disappointment of the past, and a real sense of enjoyment. Once again, okay, we're dealing with overcoming bad habits, if you will, where we have a maladaptive way of coping with something. That's what the devil is like. It can be like, okay, I overeat, or I drink too much, or I play too long with the video games and I'm not getting my work done, or whatever. Something that's done in excess, and only you will know what that is. And that can even be like negative self-talk. We need to include that in, that it can be an addictive pattern that is destructive, and especially because we were generationally imprinted. So I feel like you guys somehow are really going to help each other move through some significant blocks that I don't know. I think you've struggled with in the past. Somehow this bond looks to me like really helpful, and that I feel really good about what I'm seeing. Like, you're in each other's lives for a reason. You're helping each other to move past past coping mechanisms, or realizing the need to let go of them. That becomes illuminated. Yeah. So I feel like there is wanting to let go of that whole, I think, connection to like lower sense of self-esteem and more love. There's this openness of the heart with the Ace of Cups here. And I feel like there's maybe a couple of people here that haven't had that kind of maybe affection shown to each other. So I just feel like this is a very connected bond that is nurturing. Okay? So, James, that's what I feel. I hope that makes sense. And it looks like you're in each other's lives for a good reason, and it's really spiritual growth, and to get out of negative past behaviors. I see that highlighted. So just take note. Okay. Let's see who's next. All right. Ash. Will I move overseas at some point? All right. Make sure to get this. Okay. All right, Ash. Good timing. Okay. Let's see what we get. Let me just dial in. Will Ash move overseas at some point in their life? Will Ash move overseas at some point in their life? At some point in their life, will Ash move overseas? Okay, let's see what we get. I feel like there's a yes, and there might be a place that could be past life connected. I think there is going to be a significant change. This would indicate a really big transformation and from your past, and it certainly would be to go over and spend any time living outside of America. I did that for 3 months, and it's really a good thing to do when you're younger. It expands your point of view, and I can't recommend it enough if you get the opportunity. All right, and what I'm seeing here is yes, with the Sun and the Magician, and you're going to be the one to set it up. It's also, I feel like, part of your plan before you were born. Okay. Does it make perfect sense? Sorry to bounce around here, Ash and James, but I'm glad that makes perfect sense, James, because I have no idea what I'm looking at. Great. It looks very healthy. So back to you, Ash. I say yes. You are meant to do it, and you will, it'll be a huge change, a huge change. Definitely like a little culture shock, but it's a very positive, creative, active time as well with the Magician. You are creating. You will be creating over there. Let's see what else we get. Get a King of Wands and the Hermit. I do feel like there's being more a lot of reflection. And I think that's a spiritual part here, because I feel like there is a past life connection. I do, to this place. And I feel like you're going to be vibing on that. And you might need to kind of spend some time alone to, to kind of process that and acclimatize your energies. Because being there will feel different. It will feel differently. We get a Queen of Cups and a home here. There's a woman, I don't know, this could be somebody that you'd be staying with or somebody that's significant. I get a woman and I'm getting a house. She would be very nurturing, maybe also a psychically sensitive. But I'm getting something here about like her home or a house. So she might be somebody you would stay with initially, or it could be a friend. But I do see some kind of, it's going to be challenging to travel. You know, there does show some chaos around completion, but it's just challenge that you're meant to overcome. These are the things that you set up in life, the challenges that you're to meet, and you will successfully complete them, by the way. I do think that's going to be a significant, like, second half maybe of your life. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do think that you will. I don't know that you'll stay there, though. I do think that you will end up going, though, with those cards. Okay? Looking up your family ancestry. And you have, I could see you traveling around there because everything's, a lot, it's more like different states, within it's, you can go to a lot more other countries. That's why I liked being there. We did that with our family. And you've been studying. Amazing. Yes. So I think you will definitely go. And I do see you gaining wisdom. And I think spiritual wisdom too, maybe from a female. Keep me in the loop. It looks really interesting. Okay. Let's get to Varsha. What are the upcoming months till June, my birthday, bringing for me, like spiritual, career, love, life, anything like that that you see? Thanks a lot. Got it. All right. Maybe I'll use a different deck. I feel like I should. Actually, I feel like I should use maybe two. I feel like I want to use the synchronicity deck along with the Rider-Waite. So let's just, like, I want to use the Rider-Waite as like a basis and then pull this in as a clarifier. Okay. So Varsha, what is coming for you on all levels of being? Let's just encapsulate it. To your birthday in June. Next summer. Okay, so what is on the horizon for Varsha? What are the changes that are significant, or themes that are significant that are going to be coming to them in their life? What do they need to be aware of this next June, the months up to June, in their birthday month? What are they going to be working on? What is in their life? What will be going on for them? And what do they need to know about mission-wise? All right. Why they're here. Well, I'm getting socializing with the Three of Cups and the Fool. So there could be some new friends, quite possibly, or just kind of a new cycle of socializing more. It looks like it's opening up and taking that risk and going out there, meeting friends for coffee, maybe just being a little bit more social. It lifts the energy. When I look at this energy, it's light. It feels good. It's not heavy. It's not stressed. You know, you're enjoying being out and laughing, conversating with people. And I feel like taking a risk and being the one to just be out there to say something and just be more open with that. I get the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil. Now, this can be about it can be like obsessing about money. It can be issues where finances and work are concerned. It can be even corruption going with work. It could be things that are not quite right. So if you're dealing with anything like that, I would just want to be real careful, log things, write any kind of inconsistencies down. I also feel like this is working on bad habits. We're getting into that kind of an energy too. Maybe the shadow side. Let me pull a few more cards. Yeah, okay. Yes, moderation. Working, maybe because you can start out the party person here, okay? I think there's going to be some moderation coming in because you don't want to go to extremes. That would also make sense. So the Strength card is all about bringing moderation in, not an extreme, being the grown-up as compared to the past. So I think there's going to be some social activities definitely that are highlighted, and then kind of slowing down and looking at releasing certain patterns that you have that have held you back, that have been in excess. And I see you doing it successfully with Strength, but it is a challenge. It's a muscle, it's a flex that you'll be definitely able to do. from your past. It's self-regulation, not, learning how to be able to have a good time without one extreme or another. That's what I'm getting. And spending also some time to one's self in reflection. And I think there's the need to make sure that you get that time for reflection. So you might get a lot of, I feel like, social calendar light, being lit up, and it looks really good. Just be careful, and it looks like you're going to be dealing with issues of self-regulation and kind of maturation from how you've handled things in the past. And I see there's some wisdom going on here from people that have, I think, also made these changes. I think there's going to be some, like, reaching certain goal points, and maturation points in life are significant, where you're not too much of a hermit, but you're also not too much out there. And it's learning how to bring a balance between these. So that definitely comes up. I think that devil and the Knight of Pentacles is more to do with, like I said, past negative coping mechanisms and working on them so that, again, there isn't an extreme. Okay, let me see here. So true. Heard about corruption today in my college. I'm hurt. Oh, that's okay. That could have been it. I don't know what kind of doctors these colleges are making. Yeah, you're not the only one that I've heard other doctors say that. I don't know what kind of doctors, if you're talking like medical or what, but yeah. I see changes from the past, but I feel like bringing regulation in, and it looks good. Like this needed to happen. So it could be like being part of that. All right, what else do I see? Let me just see. Let me give these another. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this other deck. Synchronicity. All right. And then let's see. After Varsha, we have Lynette and Priscilla, Anita, Erica, and Crystal. All right. Let me set this aside. Oh, here's the little pamphlet. There we go. All right. So, what is coming up for Varsha this next till June? I'm going to pull 4 of these and just see what they give me. For Varsha up to June, their birthday. What is coming for them? What is coming for Varsha in up to June? These next several months. I get teacher. Oh, that's funny because I didn't know that you were in school till you just mentioned that. Let me just see your... I missed Isadora. Oh, okay. I'll get yours. And I get community. So I feel like, once again, you know how I got that social card? I do feel like you're out in community, you're out working, maybe teaching community. There's some connection this way. And having an impact on your community. It's important. Yes, medical. Well, this looks really good for you. I like that. I feel like there is that connection to community, and as part of community and in medical care, Butterfingers, speaking truth. I think standing up for, especially like you said, this corruption in your college, I think you need to speak your truth. Make sure you're speaking your truth, what comes up over these next several months. And we have silence. Ooh. So that's interesting, speaking your truth, or in the silence card. I think maybe it's saying speak your truth and then hold, like you've spoke your piece, but make sure you do it. I think that that's really important. And it could be too that they don't want people to ruffle feathers or something. There's some instance where it's going to be very important that you speak your truth. Okay? And bravery and eagle. So this is where your foresight comes in. And you may not, I think you're going to have to speak out on something. And it's not going to be the most comfortable thing to do. I think that makes sense with the other cards again. I will pick up yours at the end. Isadora, I think that there's something going to come up that you're going to have to speak out on. And, you know, it might be pretty uncomfortable having to do it, but you're meant to do it because I don't know if anyone else is going to. So you got to be that person, you know how that goes. So that's important. Let's see. What are you speaking out on here? Rebel. You got to point. You got to be the truth talker. Crystal vision. Again, there is something coming that you're going to like have. I almost feel like premonition, foresight. And, you know, you've just got to speak up. Oh, hi, Don Louise. Oh, my goodness. 3 a.m. Oh, my love. I hope that you're having a tea or a coffee. That's what I see. I have people around me who will ruin things for me if I speak about it. Got it. Well, time you're speaking, because I do think it's going to be important. And I think I see you doing well, Rebel. It's important that you speak. It'll be about loss and about how things need to be changed and brought into balance with the in tune card. And I don't know, maybe how social exchanges are part of that in some way. And we get the card of joy and sorrow. So I feel like it's going to be both joy and sorrow highlighted. And speaking your truth is really important. I get dreamer and child. Speaking for the vulnerable. And getting out of your comfort zone. I think you're going to know what to do. I love this deck too. Dawn, this is the Synchronicity deck. And this woman created this deck. It's so beautiful. I've used it. I've been through, Kathy Nichols, I've been through about 3 decks of this already before. I highly recommend it. Okay, let me just roll back and see if I can find Isadora's question just to tack it on. All right. I see crystals. Okay. That's odd. Okay. Interesting. Life looks great in upcoming months. Yes, it is good. And that's like really important work. This is important time. And you are going to be, it's important that you do take the stand that you will take. And I think you're going to be, just remember, your spiritual mentors are there with you. You're not alone. And if you get nervous, just talk to them inside your head, no matter what. Yeah, they are, Dawn. They are. And these were like 40, I think something American bucks, but oh, it's a great deck. Okay, let me just see. Who is next? Let me just take a look. Okay, I had Rain, James, Ash, Varsha, Lynette, Priscilla, Anita, Erica. And Isadora, I didn't see your question. If you just type that, I'll make sure I get it, because it's not in my log here. Okay. Lynette, you're next. How will my 2025 business plans pan out? You're very welcome, Varsha. My pleasure. Okay, I'm going to use this deck again. All right, let's see what we get for Lynette and her business plans for 2025. How do Lynette's business plans look for 2025? Oh, Don Louise, you're so kind. Thank you. Let's see. All right, what does Lynette need to know about her business in 2025? How do the business plans look? What will be going on with that? What does she need to be aware of? I always like to ask. Ah, got it, Isadora. Got you, sweetie. Okay. Let's take a look. Business for Lynette. We get leader. I like that. And we get persistence. Okay, that tells me right there, leader and persistence, you taking the lead role, being persistent, you're taking action, you're advocating for yourself, and taking the lead with your business, learning new things, and consistently working, resilience, and Raven. So let me just grab Raven and just look at that real quick. Your business will be looking good. I just want to grab what Raven is on about. Ah, the Raven will carry you into and out of the darkness. I love that. So resilience, your business will be, I think, doing well. You're carried in and out of difficulty by persistence and professional leadership skills that I think you probably inherit, or you've got around you, or you can find and implement. And it looks like I like that resilience because, the first, for my husband's business, from what I experienced when he had his own business, it really takes the first 3 years. Yeah, the list is closed, but I'll get you next Saturday for a public question, Darlene. So let's just see. That looks really interesting. That looks good. I see it looks persistent. So like any kind of trouble that comes up, you're going to be able to plow through it. And I feel like with the Raven and resilience, like there's really a strong message again of, hey, you've got spiritual help that's going to bring you in and out of things that you're not certain about. And it feels like there's an education with this for you, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we get. I love this deck. Any excuse to use it. We get incantation. I like that. And the top of this card says, the story the parrot told. So incantation and eagle. I feel like, again, yes. And I feel like there's writing coming up again. I feel like what is it with this eagle? Because that definitely, getting a spiritual energy from it, a visionary. Okay. Yes, okay, I'm getting it. You're going to really gain in those business skills this year. And it's called acuity. So I see you gaining in acuity. It's my author business, gaining in acuity. I feel like there's using insight ahead. And let's see what incantation says. Just trust the process, because it looks like you're where you need to be. Nothing here that's like saying, oh my gosh. In fact, it shows leadership. It's like, yeah, because I have to do it all. It's my business. But that's what you want. And it shows that your leadership is good. It's not showing like a failure of business. It's showing resilience. Okay, so I'm going to read to you. Resilience. Like a flower blooming after winter's frost, we are all stronger than we think. Tenacity and the ability to carry on after life's setbacks. So you've probably had some setbacks, but I see this is not going to end you. You're going to be resilient with this, and you're only going to learn how to do this better, is what I want to say without so many words. Let's see, incantation. I feel like there's something I don't want to. Words evoke worlds. Ugh, say that 5 times fast. Incantation. Words evoke worlds. Use your words carefully. Success in writing and public speaking. Okay? Yeah, I think your business is going to be fine. Author. Writing, public speaking, probably introducing your book, and I want you to sign it. I want one of your books. I want to read it. Tell me how I can support you. Yeah, you're coming back from burnout. Yeah, it looks like you're going to learn from burnout when to like not overdo. That makes sense too. That's really cool, Lynette. It looks good. And I do feel like you learned your lesson. And you're going to be like, I think you're going to be, my feeling is you're going to find it interesting. And that will make it more compelling. It's not dry, boring business. I think you're going to be like excited and engaged in the process. And I like that. So keep me posted, okay? It looks good. Remember resilience. And you can play this back and look at the cards and study them. That's what I do with all my own readings as well. I'm like go really slow over it. Yeah, it does. I do this all the time, you guys. I just throw on whatever I can find, clean the house. And before I know it, somebody will say, hey, you match. And it's like, yeah, it's a weird thing. I'm glad I'm matching, though. I didn't even think about it. I like that I do that. And I match my deck as well. Look at that. What a hoot. What a hoot. Thank you. I'm healing pretty well. In fact, that's why I was so... Oh, that'd be great, Lynette. I'd really appreciate it. I've been so tired. And that's why I just like when I wasn't like doing the family thing for birthdays and all the stuff. I'll look and see where I got this. I may have gotten it off of, I don't know if it was Amazon or where. But I saw this. I was like, I have to have it. 'Cause those are my 2 favorite colors together. Kind of this tangerine and melon, kind of a pinky, sunsetty, golden color. I love that. All right. So Priscilla, what is coming towards me in the near future? You're so kind. Thank you, Dawn. I really appreciate that. It's really comfortable too. Okay. Let me just get a sip. Okay. I can't believe how time is flying, you guys. Okay. Let's see. For Priscilla. Okay. Let's dial into Priscilla. What is coming for Priscilla in the near future? What's the energy that she needs to be aware of? What do we get for Priscilla coming in the near future? Priscilla. That's what your guides have to say. Your higher self. Because this darn veil of forgetfulness can make it hard to connect to that clarity, that sense of intuition. Let's see what we get. All right. Priscilla in the near future. All right. I am getting the card of healing. That's really beautiful. And I'll read you the words that are kind of down here. There's little Easter eggs, little hidden features in these decks. That's part of the reason why I kind of like them. It says, begin to think of the fresh air and sunshine. And it's healing. Okay, so we have healing coming toward you into your life. And we get the card of child. I don't know if that's like inner child or things that happened in childhood, but, and I'm getting the card of home, family home. Oh, very nice. Glad that you know what this is about. And I'm getting the magician. So it's about intent and manifesting, communication. And I feel like order. I feel like things are in order, bringing order. And so I feel like it's really positive for you. We get healing, and I feel like things to do with childhood, possibly children. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you. And the home. And this is like independent action, growth, healing, and communication. And maybe healing through communication by various means of communication. There isn't just one way to communicate. And different tools of communication. There's the tarot, there's meditation, there's all different ways of communication. What else? Just, there's something I'm picking up, and I've just got to, it's a change. It looks like there's a delay where love is concerned. Now, I'm not quite sure what this is, or maybe support, what this is about. Shooting stars. Okay, let's just see what this is. Delay, love. And I see spring. A big kid at heart. Okay, so am I. So I can understand that. It looks very positive. So there might be something with a relationship that might start in springtime, and maybe after a period of some kind of sorrow. Someone's gone through sorrow. Let me just see. Oop, I can't hang on to cards today. There is change, and look, there's like a metamorphosis. There's transformation with a butterfly here, and around spring. And it's interesting because spring is the butterfly. That's, new life. So there's definitely going to be, I think, Matt, possibly a new love interest. I don't know. Or maybe connectedness if you're already in a relationship. But there's something there with relationships, with love coming. And maybe even, I feel like it's a relationship. And there's an accent on communication and not being passive. The magician takes action, right? No, I don't mind you butting in. That's fine. I keep getting, she's saying, I keep getting over and over, time for yourself, Priscilla. Yeah, that would make sense. And honoring your child. Look, there is attraction. So I'm tending to think that there could be an actual relationship that could come on the horizon, maybe in springtime. And at a gathering, maybe there's a gather. So I feel like there's a gathering. Attraction. You might see them at someplace out in spring. I get held and night vision. This person, I think, would feel very familiar to you. in like intuition. Like you're going to feel like you've known them before. They feel familiar. Rise and wisdom. So very, I see a relationship growth in wisdom. I think there's going to be spiritual skills that are enhanced, that are be awoken, if you will. What the quite, the right word is for that. But there's real accent on a relationship coming in spring for you, and it is on healing. And it's like you got to heal before you're going to be ready for that relationship. So focus on that, self-care, or it gets you ready for this relationship. And like, take care of the sorrow in the heart. I just feel that it's meant to be. And it could be, that you've just got to work on this healing, and then somehow this relationship looks like it's going to open up. And I don't know if it's a friendship or what, but it does have attraction. So just keep me in the loop, and it keeps coming in. So I do feel like take care of yourself, work on your healing. And then I think for some reason, like once you work on your healing, maybe it's going to attract someone once you're out, and they're going to see you maybe at a gathering. Just a feeling I get. And it looks really good. Again, it looks like you're on track. I'm not getting of anything like, oh, wow, you really, it looks like you're going to be where you need to be. So just follow kind of the process. Hi, lucky girl. We're all finished taking questions, so I've got quite a few here I'm getting through. And I'm almost done for the evening. But I'm glad that you popped in. Okay. Anita. Hello, ma'am. What is coming into my love life? I have a crush on Lingish. I hope I'm saying their name right. You're welcome. Okay. So let's just see. All I can say is I can't take any more questions, but if you have worries about your son and anything like that, turn it over to source, turn it over to God, if you will, turn it over to the divine. That's what I have had to do when I've been worried about my own children, my own adult children, is because it will make you sick as a parent, and I understand. So I had a realization come to me. God kind of spoke to me in essence and said, what do you think? I lent them to you. You can trust me with them. You turn it over to me now. And I just felt such relief in doing that. Okay? So any kind of worries like that, when it comes to people and where we're limited with what we can do, we got to turn that over to a higher source. Okay. So let's see. Anita, what is coming in your love life? Let's see what we get. I'm gonna use this deck, the Synchronicity deck by Kathy Nichols again, and see what we get for you. All right. Okay. So what is coming into your love life? Anita. What is coming into Anita's love life? Let's dial into that. Anita's guides. Show me what she needs to be aware of. Help me to read accurately and clearly. Anita, we get storm. Okay. And we get speaking truth. I definitely feel like there's clearing. A storm for me is often what clears the air. And it kind of resets the energy, if you will. And we go through hard times but we get through the storm and we speak the truth. I feel like it's important. So I think there's something here where relationships are concerned that you speak your truth. Where this is concerned, where things, if things are difficult, I get wisdom and I get loss. So I feel like in concern to where things that you're struggling with, it's important for you to speak out. About there could be things that you have in common with this person. That's what I'm feeling. Wisdom with this loss, like you're sharing a past experience. Yeah, community and retreat. So I sense there's a retreat actually, to some degree, from being maybe looking out in the community as much with this person. Let me see what else I'm getting. Fall. Well, we're in fall right now. That's interesting. What else are we going to get? Gather. This feels like a social thing again. You might see him. I get princess and gratitude. So I feel like, let me just pull some more with this, with another deck. I feel like you definitely have overcoming some past losses coming up. And there is some changes, but I want to see something here with this deck. I feel like I'm going to do better with this. I might just need to switch out the deck, because I've read a lot of people. So let's just see. Anita. What do you have coming in your love life? You've got a crush. What about your crush? How does that look? What is the advice for your love life from Spirit? Well, we're getting the community again with the Ten of Pentacles and family. It could be also work, though. And the Nine of Cups. This looks really good. I feel like you guys would have a lot in common, particularly and I feel like there's something about being out and around in community and being around each other. And I just feel like it's super positive, your crush, but there is a tendency to pull back. And I feel like trying to maybe brush up on some skills or school or training or something. I don't know what that is about. It could be something for work even. But they're sharing, I think, in helping someone in a way that puts something right or brings balance. So I think you're going to help this person. And I feel like there's some kind of like a real strong connection through community. And there's satisfaction with the Nine of Cups. So like socially, there's, I think, a good bond. But I do see some shyness, some pulling back to heal. And I don't know if that is like seeing somebody like for emotional, like a psychiatrist or somebody that you talk to, counsel. But I think they're going to be able to offer help in their advice with regard to this situation. I don't know what I want to say here. The Queen of Swords. There's completion. I don't know. I feel like there's some decisions, though, that you're going to make. Someone's going to help you make, or there's some kind of counsel with regard to this crush. Maybe, to go ahead and let them know, or to see if they like you. There's something that is complete here. And I'm not sure there's success. So I think, you know, there might be something that's mutual with the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Cups. That's the beginning of a new relationship coming. But I feel like somehow this person might be kind of working on some issues in the interim that are important. And then I feel like there's the start maybe of a relationship. I don't know if it's with this crush. It could be. But I definitely sense it coming ahead and helping this person. If there are actual legal things that they are dealing with, you would be a help in some way. I don't know what that is about. But I see healing, I see positivity, and that kind of those butterflies that come with a new relationship. And that's what's ahead of you. And it's the beginning of one. The Ace of Cups, you can build up on that. And it's a lot of emotion coming out, a lot of talking, a lot of sharing. I think meeting out in public for some reason. Okay. 4 of Wands and 5 of Cups. But there's getting over some kind of loss. And, you know, could be lost within family, that kind of thing. And I just feel like there's some familiar points that you guys will have in common. That's all I've got. All right. All right. Erica. Okay, the thoughts, I receive sometimes about things I'm preoccupied with. Are they messages from Spirit, my guide, or are they meaningless products of my overactive imagination? I deal with the same thing. And sometimes it's very hard to discern. Sometimes it's very hard to discern. I think sometimes we're able to get messages of confirmation. Other times we just have to have faith and let it go. And I've kind of taken the thing of where I just hold an open possibility. If I'm not sure. I definitely want to do that, Dawn Louise. I definitely want to do that as I get more healed and I can set up a regular time to do that. I would like to do a series on the learning the tarot, little mini tutorials. Right now, I just don't have the energy. I can't believe how tired I was this week. It's so crazy. But I definitely am seeing some changes in my wounds, so I am healing more, but takes it right out of me. All right. So let's see, Erica. Your thoughts. Are they just spiritual messages, or are they, as you said, imagination? I don't think that they're all meaningless. Definitely not. I think some can be for sure, but I think that others are not. So let's just take a look. Yeah, a lot of people have been very tired. And then plus we're going to have in the States having the daylight savings time. More people are going to be really, really tired. I like your weirdo questions. They're my weirdo questions. I often wonder this about myself. And the only way that I've found is I've just hold out that possibility open and just wait to kind of see some kind of confirmation. But let's just see what we get. Absolutely. I try to do that with myself all the time. Let's see. So is she picking up on her guide's messages, or is some of it just mental clutter? Let's see what we get. Erica's thoughts. Is that from you guys? Is that messages, or is it just extra thoughts bouncing around there? Oh, no, they're kind of trying to clear something away with you. All right, you're getting a reset button and you're resisting something. What are you resisting? Well, the tower comes in when we need to rebuild, when we've held like outmoded thoughts or have thought things were some way that we need to let go of because they're not like that way that we've lived, a way that we've thought. There's a mind-blowing stuff coming in. I think you need to stop resisting it and just hold open, like I said, that possibility and write it down. Set aside any judgment about what you're getting. I know what it is. Okay. Yeah, this is your disconnection. And they're trying to get your attention. I think it's actual information. Okay. And you're like, doink, doink, doink. And yeah, they're actually trying to get your attention. And I do feel like there's a download coming in the near future with it too. You know, there's also decisions. But this is rebuilding of your life in some way. Rebuilding of your perspective of what you think and how you perceive things. That's undergoing a radical change. And I don't know if this is one of your guides, but I just do feel like there is a bond and there's clarity. I feel like it's a guide. And this is more one-on-one information. I wonder if it would come through like a dream or something. Quite possibly. Or by channeling with the magician. Although it could be through sleep as well. Depends on you. But I do feel like a strong channel, them coming through. So I feel like it's them. I don't feel like this is all nonsense. No. Okay? Every time I feel I should strengthen my sensitivity, something tells me that in this life, it's not my path. That's not true. See, you're resisting it. That showed up. Usually in the mornings when I'm half awake. I'd say don't close the door on it. Hold the space open. And I get that you actually are meant to open up. So this blows that open. You're putting to bed past outdated notions. The notion that you're not meant to. Wrong. They're giving you the tower. And you're meant to rebuild correctly with better insight and awareness. You just will. Because it's going to happen no matter what you or I do with that tower. It's like, yeah, this is meant to have you rebuild how you see things, how you perceive things. Big sweeping changes. And it's sudden. And it's mind blowers, you know, with that tower. So it's not just you. Okay. Crystal. And then Isadora. Okay. Okay, what month do you see Johnny walking away from Gigi and filing for a divorce? Okay, let me just see. That might come through with this deck. Let's see if we can get like a season or something. And if I don't pick up something with that, I'll look real quickly with the other one. All right. Crystal. So when might Johnny leave Gigi? And what is going on now between them? Well, let's see. What is going on? This one's synchronicity. Okay. Got synchronicity right there. So this tells me things are going as they should in speed. All right. I feel like they're going along as they should. I get dreamer and I get shaman. Okay, so let's just take a look at that. This thing wants to jump out of my fingertips. Okay. Synchronicity. The universe communicates with you through magical coincidences, all luck and randomness to guide you. So the universe is guiding you right now where this is concerned and guiding them to what they need to do is what, and they're going, I think things could also speed up in between the two of them where the divorce is concerned or deciding upon those things. It takes a while. You know, divorces take time and they're costly and you've got to decide, you know, who gets what. So I feel like it is going to pick up with regard to perhaps getting that underway. But I do get the dreamer and shaman, and this kind of has an open energy to me. Let me just see with shaman. Ooh, okay, yeah. The grizzly bear has shamanic qualities. He is valiant, healing spirit who brings medicine to his tribe through his magic. Okay, and dreamer. Yeah, try to make sense out of this. Dreamer. Manifesting energy for the world, speaks to animals and translate messages for mankind. Allow yourself to dream the future. Well, this really is about letting, I think, allowing this, I feel like it's part of like a thing of allowing this to continue as it's going to do. It's on course. We get the dreamer and the shaman. I feel like this is needing to, I think, follow one's path. But what else with the dreamer? There was something I just dropped that I had with that, a thought. Manifesting energy and the dream, the future. Okay, all right. Yeah, because they're dreaming their future. They're setting up their future that is not going to include each other. I almost feel like they're preparing the ground so that they're getting this relationship will start to pick up with effort, I think, made regarding divorce. That takes time, but I think that they probably will do it because I feel like they're going to be wanting to think ahead without the other person as their spouse. I get child and I get silence. I don't know if there are any children involved in this or not. It could also be somebody could be acting like a child, maybe not talking, maybe that they're acting a bit petty around each other, childish, long silences. I get rest, so I get really withdrawn, and I get delay. I think there could be a delay also in the process because I feel like they're off almost away from each other in essence of they don't feel very connected. Even if they're in the same room, I feel like they'd be very apart. And there's a sense that this is going to shift and change, but not maybe as quickly as you'd hope. It looks like, there's a little bit of a delay, but I also get like speed but I feel like the synchronicity is like kind of a message of it's going to unfold at its own pacing, because maybe they have to consider, other aspects, but I'm not quite sure when. I do get success. Let me just pull a few more cards. Okay, when can we get a month or a season? That is significant. Well, we get the Magician. This is going to be based on the efforts made on their part, the actions that they take. Spring. I get spring. Okay? So maybe taking action and putting it through and meaning it and following through in spring of 2025. All right? All right, Isadora's question. Let's take a look at her procedures and going well. Will the rest of my procedures go well? All right, I'm going to dial into you. Let's see what we get. Isadora. Will Isadora's procedures, will the rest of them go well? The rest of Isadora's, and I'll be praying for you. I just got a new candle today, so I'll be lighting that. It is, what is it? Coconut orange? It smells really good. Okay. We'll all be lifting up Isadora. And anyone else, please feel free to comment so that I can take note, as I'll be praying for you. You know what I'll do is I'll put a note in the community. And then if you have, like, if you're going up for surgery or something like that, that way we can all kind of put a real more direct, thoughtful focus on you. Because they, people that have had NDs say, and I believe it, that they could see prayers, the energy coming up from people praying for them. So it does matter. All right. Let's just see. Isadora, we just hold you in prayer and turn you over to God just to wrap you up like a baby. That's how I pictured you, just like you're in his arms, I say his, but I just mean the creator, this, because I feel like the creator is perfect balance. Isadora's procedures. How will they go? Just want to give these a really good shuffle. Isadora's procedures. How are they going to go? All right. I get retreat. Okay, and this feels very much like the healing, that makes sense. As those of us that go through this know, we get persistence. That's good. And we're getting finder of lost things. I know that sounds like, why am I getting that? And you get love. I think you're going to be doing just fine. I think you'll get through it with persistence. It's never easy. But what is this finder of lost things? I always like that card. And love. I think you got support. We'll have support around you. But let's just go from since you're the last one in the evening and want to look at your healing. Retreat, hibernation away from the world. So just pull back in the cocoon, Isadora. Persistence. Never give up. Keep practicing your craft of striving for your goal, and you will find success. Yes! That's what I want to hear. Finder of lost things. Elephant cares for the small things of the world with great tenderness. I just feel like God sees you, and he will help you find lost items, people, and even emotions and love. I just feel like it's a message that I hold you in the palm of my hand. It's seriously like the message I'm getting. Love. Celebrate partnership. It can be romantic feelings, new love. What else we get with that? Maybe a finder of love. Soulmate. Isadora. I get soulmate. Who's this lovely person that's around you? An attraction. Isadora Smith. Well, this looks really good. I just feel like you're pulling, whether it's, someone's on Earth or on the other side, a whole lot of love toward you. And from potentially a soulmate, someone that loves you very dearly, and definitely God. And I just feel like there's a message here of you're supported. You are so loved. And you will make it through this with persistence. And I think you're going to maybe realize just, yeah, look at this love. Soulmate. I mean, like, do you have some relationship coming in? I'm not sure. You're going to have to keep me in the, and we get winter is highlighted and the artist. So I think, yes, your healing is going to really go well. I do think that there will be some challenge, though, that requires you to just be absolutely obstinate in persistence of moving forward and healing. And I do feel like this could be somebody, I don't know. Was this someone that you once knew, a lost love, finder of the lost, and we have love and soulmate, and we have attraction, and we have an artist in winter? Is this someone coming back into your life that you once knew? I don't know. Are they an artist? Are they creative? You'll have to keep me in the loop. Because I see you doing that, but I'm getting I keep getting that. There's some, with people, different relationships, there's love coming in, new relationships. I get leader and I get joy. The heart. So I think you're going to heal. And I see a relationship. And I feel like you're going to do just fine and have good care. You don't know either. Yeah, that's really wild. And it seemed to make so much sense. That's why it's like, it really looks like there's a love interest, which I keep seeming to get. Yeah. And at least a very positive person. And that's important. Artist, winter. So keep me in the loop. Let me just pull a few more. Just so curious. Okay, I pulled those ones. Creativity with that artist. That's interesting. I wonder if he's going to be somebody and beauty. I just feel like they're creating beauty. This is wild. I think that is very positive for healing. And you get cards of like, that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. I think it just shows that, yeah, you're going to have to be persistent and just determined and advocate, be very proactive for yourself, Isadora. So anything, if you don't feel right with these procedures, speak out. I think that will help you. I just feel like it's very forward moving. Okay. So I will leave that there. All right. Thank you guys so much for asking your questions and for your company every weekend. I appreciate it. Next weekend will be Saturday, not Sunday. The live will be on Saturday, and we will do just your public questions, not personal, but public. All right. Crazy questions next Saturday. Thank you so much, Dawn. Thank you, everyone. And Erica, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video or live. And it should be a video. I hope to. I've fallen a bit behind. All right, you guys. I'll see you later. Thanks for everything. Please give me a thumbs up if you would. Bye now.